Hello and welcome. If you've ever considered taking that knack you have for making things clear and turning it into an actual career, then you have landed in the perfect spot. Today, we're going to dive deep into the world of technical writing and figure out exactly how you can get started.
Really think about it for a second. How does some super complicated piece of software end up with a manual that almost anyone can just pick up and follow? Or how does an engineer's brilliant but, let's be honest, dense report transform into a guide that's actually easy to read? What's the magic behind that?
Well, that's the secret right there. It's not magic at all. It's a skill, a craft, and it's definitely not something that's only for super geniuses. It's something that, with the right approach, is totally within your reach.
And for this whole explainer, our guide is going to be writerstable.in. It's this incredible free resource that's all about helping people just like you learn the ropes of technical writing. So everything we're about to cover comes straight from their expertise.
Okay, so let's get right into it and start with the biggest question of all. What in the world is technical writing? Well, it all boils down to one simple, powerful idea: simplifying complexity.
That's really it. At its very core, that is the entire job. It's not about using jargon or trying to sound smart. Nope. It's about taking something that seems really intimidating and making it accessible, making it easy for pretty much anyone to understand.
And this quote, it just nails the practical side of it. Think about the instruction booklet for that piece of furniture you had to build, or the quick start guide for your new phone. That's technical writing in the wild. It's the bridge that connects a thing to the person who needs to use it.
So we know what it is now, but what does a technical writer do all day? I think the answer here is going to surprise you.
Now, get ready for this, because it's kind of a shocker. You'd think a writer would spend, most of their time writing. Right? Wrong. A whopping 70% of the job is everything but writing. It's all about research, interviewing the experts, and actually getting your hands on the product and testing it yourself. The writing only happens after you get all that. It's about being an expert user first and a writer second.
And this is exactly why it's so important. When that complex info is made simple, the whole user experience gets so much better. And think about it from a business angle. When you reduce support calls, you're not just saving money, you're creating happy customers who feel smart and successful using your product. Good documentation empowers people, and you know what? Empowered users stick around.
Okay, so you're intrigued. What skills do you need to pack in your toolkit to even get started on this journey? Let's break down the absolute essentials.
These are basically the 4 pillars of the whole thing. First up, clarity and conciseness. Just use simple words and get to the point. Second, you've got to understand your audience. You wouldn't explain something to a lead engineer the same way you'd explain it to a total beginner, right? Third, that in-depth research we just talked about. You can't explain what you don't understand yourself. And all of it, every single bit, serves that final, ultimate goal: simplifying the complex.
Anytime you look at a new career path, there are always these myths, these fears that pop up. So let's just face them head on, because these are usually the things that stop people before they even start.
Here it is, the big one. People hear that word technical and they shut down. They think it's way out of their league. But is it really? Look, any new skill is going to have a learning curve. Of course it does. But the goal here isn't to be the smartest person in the room. It's to be the best clarifier in the room. If you can take a tricky idea and explain it simply, you have the core talent for what can be a really rewarding and, well-paying career.
Okay, next up. Do you need some fancy, expensive certification to get your foot in the door? Is that a requirement?
Let me be crystal clear on this. No. Just no. Now, sure, certifications can be a nice little bonus on a resume, but they're not the main event. What employers really care about is what you can do. Your skills, your ability to learn, and the experience you build. That's your real currency, way more valuable than a piece of paper.
And that brings us to the last big myth. Do you have to have a specific degree in technical writing from a university to do this job?
Absolutely not. And this is honestly one of the coolest things about this field. People come into technical writing from everywhere. You've got former teachers who are amazing at explaining things, journalists who are pros at research, engineers who already understand the tech. Your unique background, that's a huge strength, not a weakness. Okay, we've defined it, we've busted the myths. Now for the most important part. How can you start? Like right now, today, without spending a dime. Let's go through a quick and easy starter pack.
So here it is, your starter pack, all thanks to writerstable.in. And notice, everything here is free. Start by learning about something called the DDLC, the Document Development Lifecycle. It sounds complicated, but it's just the professional process for planning and writing stuff. You can use free tools like Google Docs and GIMP. You can find and adopt a free style guide. Google and Apple have great ones. And then, here's the most important part, practice. Pick an app you use every single day and just write a little guide for it. That's how you build real experience.
And your journey doesn't have to end here. The absolute best thing you can do now is just dive into all the amazing resources out there. Writerstable.in has tons of free articles to take you even deeper. Of course, keep following us right here for more explainers like this one. And hey, go join the community over on Reddit at r/learntechnicalwriting. You can ask questions and share what you're working on with other people who are learning too.
So in the end, it all comes back to that one simple, powerful idea. The world is a really complex place, and honestly, it needs more people who can make it simple. So the only real question left is, what are you going to simplify first?